Test. Test 1 2. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, guys? It is Christian with Super Trucker Podcast, Voyager Nation, dropping trucking content. That's what we do every morning, 9 a.m. and Monday to Friday. So what we do is actually we are a 100% owner operator based company carrier. And that's what we do, share information. So like-minded individuals and other owner operators that are out there or thinking of becoming an owner operator get the details they need to be successful. So here we go. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It helps smash that like button. It will help the algorithm put this video in front of the right people. So we definitely would appreciate that. Make sure you smash that like button. All right, my people, it is Thursday, so the weekend is coming around, closing out your week. So I hope everybody is actually hitting their financial goals and making it happen because, again, that's what this is about. So let us know in the comments where are you? Where are you delivering? Hopefully you're already getting loaded on this Thursday morning. So we definitely appreciate everybody who's stopping by. Make sure you smash that like button. All right. So what we do, we gather information or rather questions from across our social media platform, and then we cover them here on the show, 9 a.m. live. Gives everybody an opportunity to ask questions, everything from back office paperwork to all the way to even safety related things. Basically, it's for owner operators to be. All right. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon as well. We drop tons of information, tons of videos across our platform, Super Trucker Podcast, that owner operators to be will benefit from that. So if you're thinking about buying that truck, but you're quite not sure, and you're not getting the information you need, the details behind that. A lot of places will give you the surface level shit, but here we go a little bit deeper and give you everything you need to know so you can make an educated decision on whether it's on how you should proceed to get that truck up and running as quick as possible. Again, if you're looking for that opportunity, it is 863-342-5171. All right. So good morning, my people. Hopefully everybody is doing well and being safe out there. All right. So man, a lot of times we talk trucking, right? And a lot of the problems that we go over, and a lot of the, whether it's dispatching, operation, driving, safety, whatever the case may be, in trucking tends to repeat itself. So if you ever heard that whole cliche, like history tends to repeat itself, absolutely. So, I came across this article. It's a little insane to me because this isn't even history just yet. Like we're actually going through it right now. Um, with this English proficiency thing and getting drivers off of the road and because it's unsafe and all of that. And then I come across this article where Nebraska actually has some momentum. I don't know if they signed or not. I didn't dig in that deep or anything like that, guys. So I just know there is real momentum in terms of government levels, talking with Nebraska, the state of Nebraska, addressing the driver shortage by getting drivers from Kenya. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Aren't we just going through something similar right now, guys? And it's becoming a problem. And now we're looking to amplify the problem. Is there a better way to handle the solution? And Nebraska isn't that home of Warner? So now are they backfilling those trucks? Like, holy crap, man! So has anybody seen that? What's your opinion on that boy? On that bad boy? It's to me, it's just a matter of like how are we amplifying the situation and even making it worse? Because what's going to happen, guys? Like my problem is this: when we have these English proficiency issues that guys are getting put out of service, right? The issue is not so much. The issue is that it punishes a lot of the carriers who may have nothing to do with a situation, right? You followed the regulations, just like, okay, you're onboarding this individual, you're doing this, you know, they're in compliance, you checked all the boxes, and then when he's getting that exam out on the road, it is an open interpretation to that officer that is giving him that exam. So he may deem that he fails that, you know, I think it should be structured where it's done when you're getting your license. Issue the test at that moment. Have a standardized test so that anybody coming through already has that. So then the guy, it's on his license. That's the only way he would have it. So there's just better way to do business. I guess I'm just venting about this, but if you have heard about this, guys, I don't know. Like this is just we're just adding more problems to our current situation. But here we go. All right, guys. So to dive into some of the questions, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Helps the content push forward, and also get this in front of helps the algorithm get this in front of the right people. A lot of my first time owner operators, plenty of information here for you guys to actually learn something. And here you go. All right, guys. So we'll just start at the top of the key. And remember, if anybody has any comments, just drop them in the and drop any questions, drop them in the comments, and let's go answer them live. All right. So one of the questions is, how is pay structure, percentage, load, or per mile? I think we get this question a lot because it's these company guys who are actually becoming first-time owner operators, and for the most part, they come from the world of getting paid per mile, and so that's why that happens. So what we actually do is pay percentage. So we have a 75-25 split. It's a real nice program. It's completely transparent to you. Everything is pretty much. Hold on one second. Hold on one second here. It's Sorry, technical difficulty. It's a very transparent program. There are no hidden deductions on the settlement checks. So we find that you want to be able to have your dispatcher maximize and negotiate. So for example, just the other day, you can get our guy was able to book 300 miles for $2,000. So took advantage of a situation, took advantage of that. So 200 miles for somebody getting paid per mile looks very different than a percentage. So just keep all of that in mind as you're transitioning and what type of work you're going to be doing. So what we do here, percentage based, we find that that's the best way for an owner operator to improve his situation and run his business tight and productive. So we are percentage. Remember, 75-25. If you're using one of our trailers, if you have your own trailer, as long as it's not over 10 years old, boom, we can definitely make a deal. It'll be a higher percentage. Obviously, we go to 85. So keep in mind, you can also adjust your business as guys are onboarding with us. They'll run with our trailer for typically, I've seen, typically just about a year. And then after that, I have had people buy their own trailer. So that seems to be the winning formula for a lot of the guys that do have their own trailer under our fleet. So just consider that as an option. You always have that space. You got that elbow room to improve your business and grow it under the same roof. So consider that 863-342-5171. All right. Our settlement checks weekly or bi-weekly. So what we do, guys, is we do direct deposit every single Tuesday. So it is on a weekly basis. That's correct. So weekly. So the reason we're rocking with Tuesdays is for the following. Anything that you pick up on a weekend, or let's say Friday morning, ideally you're picking up your load. Let's say you got 1,200-1,400 miles, depending how strong you run. And you deliver that load on a Monday, so you were able to get your 34 in and deliver it Monday morning, or even if it's Monday afternoon, anything delivered on a Monday from the weekend will hit that payroll cycle. And the reason we want that cash flow going to your business is because you did the miles, the time, the fuel, and all of that is in there. So we want to make sure that you get that cash flow. So that's why we have that program. Guys love that. We've done that from day one, basically, and it seems to hit. So take advantage of that. 863-342-5171. All right. Do you provide rate confirmations? Can I see the breakdown of the load pay? Yes, absolutely. So that is just normal business practice for us. It's just done on every single load. It's not like you're even asking for a special a special reporter or this one off. So what these dispatchers are doing, they're communicating with you, they're negotiating rates for you, they're booking on the load, you collectively agree upon this load. Now you get dispatch, they're going to send that email even right to you. They're going to forward it so you see exactly what everybody else is seeing. Or all of our rate confirmations look different because every customer sends over a different looking rate con. We don't tailor them to make them ours. We don't do any of that. So yep, you definitely get to see that rate confirmation. Transparency is key, and you get to see that. All right. Are there any hidden fees? Escrow, trailer rentals, insurance? There's no hidden fees. You do get to see if you take advantage of our open door policy, and what that means is to any owner operator in this Lakeland area or passing through Lakeland area. We are conveniently right off of 60 and 37. Plenty of trailer parking in the back. So if you needed to, post up, you get to sit down with a dispatch, ops, safety, whoever you deem necessary to speak with. We're always here with an open door policy. We will show you guys examples of current settlements the last 2-3 weeks, just so you get an idea of what it is. And the beauty about that is, especially if you guys are the guys that have experience under your belt, talk less and show you more, because all you're going to see is a settlement. You look at the breakdown of the settlement and you know exactly what time it is. You're going to see the deductions and how easy it is to read that settlement. All right. So no hidden fees. All right. So any questions, please, again, once put them up in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. It will help the algorithm push this video and push our information right along to the right people. So we would appreciate that. All right. All right. What are the average length of haul or weekly miles? So I would say let's check out the weekly miles, right? So weekly miles, let's say, you want to be healthy about that, man. You want to be in that 3,200 miles. You want to, you're out there. Let's grind it out. I wouldn't say necessarily the length of haul. I wouldn't put a dispatcher in a box, like, hey, only 300 miles a day. I just want these short runs. So we look at it holistically, like, how do we make this week the best financial outcome for you as possible? And we just have to have that open mind. So what we do is, we got to have an open mind on the length of the haul. And again, it comes in all shapes and sizes. Some of our guys like to do longer hauls, just on the simple fact that during the week, they deal with less shippers and less receivers. So in their mind, it's less probability for something to go wrong, meaning detention, layovers, all that good stuff. So that's just how some people run. The beauty about it is we'll tailor that exactly to how you would like to run, right? So that's all part of your relationship with dispatcher, and that is the most important part, or most important relationship that you have, because it affects your bottom line directly. All right. So, and again, that's what fluctuates that average. It just doesn't necessarily go based on one man's idea of what it should be. It's just everybody runs their business a little bit different. All right, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. It helps the algorithm get this kind of information in front of the right people. That way we can share as a trucking community different ideas, different experiences, whether good or bad, so others can learn from them. All right. So here we go. Because in trucking, as we always say, this game's pretty expensive to play, and one mistake can cost you a lot of money. So why not learn it here and learn it amongst each other as a group? All right. So here we go. Please, comments, put them up. All right, guys, smash that like button, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. All right. So, all right. Do you allow owner operators to book their own loads through load boards? No, we do not. So it's a couple things. What happens? It's not. Here's the breakdown. Especially just depending a type of market, but check this out. There's a lot of brokers out there that use freight cards as part of a business tool or business tactic, right? To kind of strong arm you to get to do something. And losing visibility of somebody, let's say, booked a load and didn't show up or was running late and so forth, or that raycon coming over and there was predatory requirements on there that we normally would have said you need to remove from the raycon for us to do it. Why? Because just the verbal is never enough. You need to have them amend that raycon, or at the very least get the information via email. So a freight guard nowadays is can impact your business big time, especially the size of your company. And it's not necessarily that even the owner operator is doing the wrong thing, right? It's how is that broker? How are we dealing with them? And we've seen, there was can't talk about it too much, but at the same time, there was an accident, didn't end well, and it's helicopters flying over this bad boy. It's on the news, and the broker is throwing a freight car on us because we can't get it delivered like that moment immediately, and he thinks we're lying. So somebody has to mitigate that, and it's going to be very difficult if you have owner operators who are trying to do multiple things at one time. Like, for example, that owner operator uh, is not available to be able to handle that. So that's what the back office is here for, to provide that support, to protect you against predatory raycons, to avoid those type of freight guards, to avoid those type of issues, burning relationships. So think of it like a perfect mediator right in the middle that is going to do all that legwork for you. All right. So that's one of the biggest things. We look at this for long term. This is the long game for us. So we're looking to be around and establish that good business practice and relationship. All right. So here we go. What else we got here, guys? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. Helps the algorithm put this in front of the right people. Can't say that enough, because nobody's sending us checks. Nobody's sponsoring this unless you want to. Hey, 863-342-5171. All right. Okay, so do we offer fuel cards? And if so, what type of discounts? So our fuel card, man, hands down, the most unique program that you will ever see. I don't know anybody else doing this. And if they are, put it in the comments. I want to know. So basically what happens, my people, you will actually have 2 active fuel cards in your pocket. And what that's going to actually do is going to give you options to save tons of money, $400 or $500 on a weekly basis. All you got to really do is your homework. And what I mean by that is you download both apps to your phone. You're going to trip plan in each one. It's going to show you all the fuel stations available, in network, out of network, that offer savings, that don't offer savings. So now you just got to decipher and be like, all right, what's the sticker price here and what's the savings on this one? It could be 50, 60, 70 cents off on the gallon. It could be 15 cents off. Doesn't mean you have to take it. It just shows you your options. You do the same with the other fuel card. One may be stronger in different parts of the country. You just have to know, how to use those 2 against each other, and then you're going to reap the benefit of savings. So a lot of our guys are taking advantage of it. They love it, and it's one of the most unique programs available that is out there, right here, offered to you by Voyager Nation. 863-342-5171. Give us a call. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So many other perks that can benefit you and your business. So if you're owner operator to be, give us a call to learn more. We'd love to be your first haul source. And for those current guys that are already owner operators and you're looking to level up, give us a call as well. 863-342-5171. Okay. Are there maintenance programs available? Yes, this is a very good topic, especially for these first time owner operators that are out there looking to get started. Part of your fixed costs should actually be this. So I would start calculating this from day one, as you're drawing your map out, like your business plan. What's going to be the monthly expense for the truck? Do you have to pay for parking where you live, or you don't? Are you using the carrier? So you can count your fixed costs. Part of that fixed cost should definitely be maintenance reserve. You need that. It's a must. Don't ignore that part. That is not optional. So a lot of guys deem it optional, but I would not. So my people getting started, discipline yourself. The way we do it, it's a pretty sweet program. We would take 1 to 5%, whatever you elect. 5 obviously being very aggressive. You know, and it just comes straight from your settlement into your maintenance piggy bank. And then that just goes building and building and building. And before you know it, you got a nice little chunk of change right there, side money for your maintenance reserve. So that's what you need to do uh, to to ensure that you stay running and you have all the, you want to take advantage as many tools that are offered to you that are going to put you in the position to have choices to keep running. So you don't want to get caught up and not have that opportunity to make that decision. All right, guys, 863-342-5171. For sure, give us a call. All right. All right. What else we got here, guys? Do you charge a trailer rental fee? We do not. And or is there maintenance on it? So we do have a maintenance on it. So let me break this down. There is no rental fee for it. But we do have a maintenance, which is only $50 a week, covers anything maintenance related, brakes, tires. We do actually DOT inspections on it every 90 days, go above and beyond to make sure that that trailer is in proper, perfect state so that you are not getting rejected as shippers. And also you're not getting put out of service or any kind of violations from DOT. Obviously things can go wrong and have to get fixed on the road, but for the most part, we are doing those DOTs every 90 days with an in-house mechanic. Those are his babies, making sure that everything is on the up and up so that you don't have any downtime because of that. So we find tremendous value in that. That is a tremendous perk for you. You're not hauling rust buckets. You're not getting rejected because of the trailer or anything like that. All right. So guys, like, share, subscribe, 863-342-5171. Learn more about what we have to offer. All right. How much is the cargo and liability insurance per week? Like we were talking earlier, that 75-25, that split, that's included. So there is no additional charge for that, guys. It's already included in that 25%. It's a mine's free so that you can actually focus on what you do best, getting there on time and getting loads delivered. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. That's all part of the deal, right? So cargo liability, part of the package deal. You're getting the original Raycon, all right, so that you have transparency there as well. Your only deduction is $50 a week for the trailer maintenance fee. And obviously, whatever you're using in fuel, however, you're reaping the benefit of the savings as well. We push 100% of that fuel savings right back to you, and it's so visible on your actual settlement sheet. You can compare it, with the receipts, and everything is there for you to be successful. All right. Do you offer health and dental? My people, you are a owner operator, so I do not. However, I can put the opportunities in front of you. We can get you in front of the right people that would offer that to you. All right. So, hey, here we go. How much freedom do I have to run my business? Meaning home time, lanes, load choices, total freedom. That's the beauty about being an owner operator. You get to pick that. The only thing you have to consider is the outcome. You are also then responsible for that outcome based on choices. Welcome to being a business owner. All right. So, but total freedom here, like we say, everybody runs a little bit different. Everybody has different type of home time. Everybody has different type of lane changes, load choices. Everything is different for everybody. That is the unique opportunity that is here. The dispatcher customizes it to what you might be looking for. All right. Do you force dispatch? We do not. We do not. However, just keep one thing in mind. It is the job of the dispatcher to actually move your truck and give you the best case scenario or best advice possible in whatever market that we're in. One of the biggest things here is like emotional intelligence is big on this. You got to always remember what the job of that dispatcher is. He's looking at it, the holistic picture of what you should be doing for the week. So, it may feel like you're getting this forced dispatch because, they took a little too long to get you unloaded. They feel this, they feel, a load maybe got canceled. Like, let's face it, trucking happens. Nobody has immunity from trucking. Like that shit will happen here, happen there, where you came from, where you're going. It doesn't matter. Like trucking will happen. It's what you do after it happens and your reaction and how our guys are showing up and how you're finding the solutions and how you're offering the, genuine workable results. That is trucking. That's where it's made. That's the meat and potatoes of the business. And that's where we do best. That's where we excel. Guys, 863-342-5171. Give us a call. Learn more about that and how we fix problems. All right. So here we go. Uh, what kind of support do you provide for breakdowns, claims, or safety issues? All right, so one of the biggest things is support. Yes, definitely support. Let me tell you, one of the things in this is that we are in it together. So it's not like you have a safety issue that just involves you and not me. Meaning, let's say, hey, you get a speeding ticket, right? And that hits your PSP, it hits my CSA. We're involved. Unfortunately, let's you break down on a load, right? We're responsible. Like, we got to get that load to the destination. We're working with the broker. All right, like we're gonna take it with calm. What's the breakdown about? Right? How long is it going to get to fix? Ideally, in those situations, you really, really want the individual who broke down to get up and running and execute his very own load. That way, you don't have to split the monies up. That is the ideal scenario. Now, it's going to depend on a couple factors, right? What was the breakdown? Even if it's simple, sometimes it's the part. Maybe something takes way too long to get to that shop. It can be because of inventory issues. It can be because they're trying to go through a warranty and the warranty requires a process that takes long and so forth. And now the broker can only give you a certain amount of time. So all of that is being mitigated and being worked out. I'll kind of give you an example why also we don't allow that self dispatch, right? Because some of the brokers already get into panic mode. And imagine that he calls you and we had something similar where the guy broke down, and like right away, not even 15 minutes happened, the guy is calling us to say he's repowering our trailer with someone else to get it delivered. Like the hell you are. So he hit panic mode. So you need that team behind you, because if you're the one there on the breakdown and you're handling that and already tensions is high and you're resolving issues, the last thing you need is that phone call telling you that type of story. So our guy never even heard of, he didn't even catch wind of that. So we didn't add to his aggravation. We're actually managing that piece, settling down the broker. Like, it's not going to work like that. That's not what we're here to do. You don't get to push us around or muscle us around. I mean, I think this clown was even suggesting that we PC somewhere. So deliver the load on a PC. Hey, somebody give me a rose, whatever that means. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So here we go. All right, so that's that. Claims again. Yep, it even comes from the billing department. Something that's so simple, my people, as let's say on your BOL, somebody signs off on it and they just say one damaged box. All right, that could potentially be a claim. So let me tell you how that snowballs. You have that claim right there, right? And it's not a claim at the moment, because in the moment it makes sense, right? The guy's unloading you. He's like, hey, this box is crushed. Yeah, but we'll take it. And so nothing there. But the note is on the BOL, right? So on that, once it's on the bill of lading on the POD, and let's say now that goes to the factoring company, and now somebody in their cubicle plugging away sees that, identifies that, highlights it, flags that load, and now 60 days or 30 days later, it's a fire, and hey, put the monies on hold. Nobody is getting paid until we find out what happened to this right here. So to kind of give you an idea, it's almost a year, and I'm actually getting questioned for something very similar from a big boy. So almost a year later, they're asking for some paperwork in order to resolve that. So check that out. Like, they're coming at us to potentially give us have an underpayment or potential claim from almost a year ago for one little box. So I don't know if they got somebody right now fishing on a fishing expedition, just looking through all kind of paperwork and just kind of making it a fundraiser. But if it hasn't been a problem for over a year, like, why now? So guys, we protect you from all of that. That is what's happening on our end. It's what we do. So 863-342-5171 to learn more about this opportunity and how it would benefit you as an owner operator. All right. Uh, how fast is back office support for billing, factoring, settlements? Like we said, we do weekly settlements. That's a benefit to you. Our team actually works pretty fast. So one of the biggest things that you're going to find is a guy leaves orientation, blah blah blah. You're scanning over the paperwork to the billing department, and right away, if something is not legible, they're going to give you a call. Now, here's what happens. You could digest this in two different ways. Some guys will be like, "Man, that's excessive. You're annoying. You're calling me, blah blah blah." But however, if my team already knows that, in order to get this paid, it's not clear. They've been doing this for a long time, and it's not legible. They're being proactive, so your money is right. So they're actually fighting for your money. So picture those calls that are coming in as a support to you. Those people are fighting for you. Those people are in your corner, getting your money. So you should welcome that actually. So here we go. That's what we do. All right. Do you require regular inspections, and who pays for them? Yeah. So what we do is basically the following. Once you're onboarding in orientation, we have a mechanic on site. He's going to do that DOT inspection once you arrive. So the benefit to that actually is because if we catch anything, it's not to highlight to you that this was broken or nothing like that. It's really to say, all right, at least we caught it here in house before DOT caught it, putting you potentially out of service or a fine, and getting some points on your PSP. So we want to actually control as much as that as we can for both of our benefits. So we check that here, and then you head out. And again, much like the trailers, we actually do DOT inspections every 90 days. So the first one, you're only paying one a year because that's what you're responsible for. The others are on a reimbursement program as long as you pass. So you're good to go. All right. But that's how we keep everybody. That's how we do a self check on your own truck. Sometimes you may miss something. It's just a secondary, it's a second pair of eyes, making sure that you're compliant. All right. What ELD system do you use, and do I pay for it? So actually what we use is Motive. You do not pay for that. It's part of the package deal. Like we said, transparency, it's already in the split. So you do not have to pay for that. How do you handle hours of service compliance and logbook audits? All right, so we are running legal. We're not going to do any of that funny business. Again, we're in it for the long term, and we're not going to be advancing loads on PC. People are not getting time back. We're gonna operate within compliance. That's it. All right. Now there is help, because not everybody. We do have the safety team that helps. Like, not everybody understands hours of service to the same level. There are some guys and gals that need some coaching. It's just new to them, and we are here to provide that coaching. We're here to actually show you, how managing your hours of service is an art, and sometimes people that do, like, maybe unplug to do something, or did advance the load on a PC or something like that. A lot of the times, it's probably not even necessary. If you look at how they were managing the clock, there was a missed opportunity of how you structured it, that you wouldn't even have had to do that. So we find that happens a lot, and so through education, coaching, mentoring, a lot of those problems get resolved. All right. So how do you protect owner operators from unpaid loads if a broker and customer defaults? So we actually, here's the beauty about it. Part of us dispatching you, full service, full circle. Check this out. So not only are our dispatchers responsible for reviewing the Raycon, making sure it's not predatory, they are also checking credit. So yes, like, these customers, they may have credit in the AM, and then out of business by the afternoon with no credit. So again, you'll see it time and time again on Instagrams and TikToks. A lot of people saying, "Hey, we had to file against the bond. I have to bill a customer." Everything because maybe perhaps they didn't do their due diligence to make sure that these guys are credit worthy. So all of that is being done behind the scenes. Remember, you're getting your settlement on a weekly basis. So a lot of these people aren't paying 30, 60 days later. So just to kind of give you an idea how we're fighting for them, we make sure that you're getting paid, but it's not your fault if they had no credit, because you're not the one checking their credit. The dispatcher is. So you got paid for the load. We're going to absorb that. Again, but we got processes in place. It's not that I want to absorb that. I want to have processes in place where nobody has to absorb that. We just don't find ourselves in that situation. And that's the name of the game. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button, please. It helps the algorithm get this content in front of my owner operators who are looking for this type of opportunity. And please give us a call, 863-342-5171. All right. Any comments? All right. All right. Have you ever missed or delayed settlement checks? Nope. I think the closest thing to maybe something like that would just probably be a confusion. Remember, anything you deliver on a Monday will make your payroll period, but that's our hard cutoff. No ifs, ands, buts, or coconuts, right? It's just that Monday. Anything that delivers on a Tuesday will follow to the next week. But other than now, I just had to explain that, and that's our policy. And so here we go. All right. So, what is your turnover rate for current owner operators? Um, we just have to know, guys, that like the turnover rate, owner operators is in the industry is high, just as an industry in whole. It's not necessarily just because of rates or anything like that. We do have to account for a lot of other things that happen. For example, safety. I want to say a couple guys that have left recently, my safety issues, damage to equipment, things of that nature. So not all turnover rate is going to be bad, and it's not going to be like one size fits all, because here's what happens. I think if we talk about like turnover rate, right, as an industry, as a whole, I think, man, really, what should somebody be looking for? I think they should be looking for a product or a partnership with the carrier that has their best interests in mind, right? uh, so for example, you want to ensure that you're treated fairly, number one. And what I mean by that is not just like tree hugging fairly and shit like that. I mean, like, all right, is this dispatcher really fighting for you? Your business, is this dispatcher, are you truly their number one customer? Not the brokers, not any of that. Like, you need to be the number one customer at all costs. And what happens there is, like, even if the solution doesn't result in the best ideal, but it's the best possible outcome for the position you're in, right? You want to be number one on that individual. All right. Eh, you know, I also think, because in this business, job hopping history doesn't really get looked at or doesn't weigh as much as it should. It kind of gives people the freedom to have that back thing of just jumping around. There's not a lot of careers that people just job hop, and uh, a short time at a company doesn't negatively impact them, right? This is kind of one of those, because a lot of people are trying to fill trucks, whether as company drivers or they're looking for some owner operators. So they're just taking them, which kind of gives that owner operator, let's say, uh, you know, does that really give the carrier a fair chance? Are you giving your own business a fair chance to actually find the best possible outcome? Because sometimes, like I said, it's a relationship between you and your dispatcher, but you have to cultivate that relationship. It's going to take more than 4 days. I've seen everything in this business, man. I've seen somebody take their first load and like, hey, this ain't going to work for me, I'm out. Where was the level of dedication to that, right? Where was his commitment to himself in order to do that? It's the same from the inside. Dispatchers, safety team, everybody on the inside, the carrier has to give that opportunity for the owner operator to showcase what you have. So there's a learning curve, right? I think that happens in the first 60 days. You have to give yourself that opportunity, because orientation is cool and all, But guys, I say this all the time, man. Everybody in orientation is just projecting a version of themselves that may or may not exist and probably doesn't really exist, right? The real learning, the real getting to know each other, the meat and potatoes of all of this is boom on your first dispatch. Because it don't matter what you said in that room. It's what's going to matter is how many miles you got under your belt on your first dispatch, right? Now we're starting to get to learn each other. Now you're starting to see, can this dispatcher pre-book you? Boom. Yeah, he found the loads he's offering to you. You see his due diligence to pre-book you and get you out. Right. So you're watching that, you're feeling that, you're seeing what kind of questions he's asking you, and the way you're answering and so forth. So that's when you start to cultivate that relationship by actions. You're gaining trust by actions. But most people want all of that up front in an orientation, and from either side, man. It's just like eh, I don't know. We're just projecting a version of ourselves that like probably doesn't even exist, right? So it really comes down to once you got getting dispatched, because then you're really going to get the phone call. Hey, I noticed this. You accidentally left yourself on duty, for whatever reason, and you're just burning through your clock. If you're at the customer and it's been 4 hours that you've been there, if you're not, boom. Now you actually feel the tangible, the service that we provide. You might get a phone call. Hey, this BOL or this POD is ineligible. Actually, it's blurry. Can't read it. Can you send it to me again when you stop? Because I want to make sure we get this built for you to make sure it makes your payroll period. Now you got people fighting in your corner, right? So now they're proving to you by actions what actually service is provided here, right? So here we go. Everybody has a job function. Everybody does it at 100%. So you could benefit from that. Guys, 863-342-5171. Give us a call. I think turnover rate is kind of a touchy subject because, you got to see in this industry, it's like we normalize job hopping. It's just like something that's so normalized. So once you normalize that, then what happens is your tolerance is a lot less. So now are you giving everybody, are you giving a carrier a fair handshake to actually developing that relationship to get to know each other, right? So that's kind of what happens. You know, uh, in another scenario, like a professional scenario, somebody doing some office work or whatever. Let's say you have a dispatcher, and that dispatcher is a job hopper. Now you're viewing this company that they're going through dispatchers left and right. How does that sit? What is your perception? Right. So I think that's the unique part about like owner operators and drivers, right? We just kind of normalize this job hopping thing, and it's just kind of part of the industry, but it can cause some damage. Um, all right, we got a question here. What are the forms a company has to file even if they aren't in business or making money yet? Basically, just a business, no authority. What? All right. So Christopher, it's just gonna depend. So like if you did file, if you're not even in business yet, and you may have done like let's say you did an LLC already, then you got your annual reporting. You got your annual report there to get done. I think it's like $150. Just don't be late on that because it'll jump up to like 500 or something crazy like that. So you got that. Um, Other than that, if you haven't even gotten started, uh, you know, 2290s is something that would be due, but you start to pay that when first month of using of the truck rather. So just not sure how far along you might be. EIN is free, so there's no cost to that. Um, your 2290s your heavy weight tax, so it's the one that's gonna. I'm assuming you have a truck, right? So 550 for the year, prorated on your first year, depending on when you're gonna execute or start rolling. So you're gonna run into that, my man, when you're actually gonna ask for uh, the annual is on Sunbiz. So if you're from Florida, I have no idea. I'm just kind of assuming. So if you're from Florida and you open the business, like you said, so if you don't have a truck yet, Chris, you don't have to worry about the 2290. All right. So are you from Florida? All right, but if you are and you did your business, if that's what you were asking, you do have that annual report. All right. Okay, so here we go. So if there's no truck yet, no need to worry about a 2290. You cross that bridge once you have the truck and you're going to get plated. Everything will fall into place. But this is what I'm talking about, people. This is what we do best. Guys, as Christopher, give us a call, 863-342-5171. Give me a call after the show. We could talk offline, and I can learn a little bit about more where you're at, where you're trying to be, what time frame. You might be going a little. It just depends on that, on what the timeline could look like, and just make small adjustments. But again, this is what it's about, guys. Just sharing information because a lot of people don't know. And so here's the benefit of what we do. Take a little bit of time out for my first time owner operators, so that you learn about the structure of it, so you can be successful. All right. So any other questions that I have out there, guys, 863-342-5171. Give us a call. We definitely want to speak with you and discuss all kinds of opportunities that we have for you and what perks may work for you best. So give us a call. Guys, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. It will help the algorithm, and this gets in front of the right people, just like my man Christopher here. All right. Yep. Yeah, I also think like another cause of the turnover, right? Even on the company driver side, man, I think this is one of those industries that is like very low barrier to entry, like even for an owner operator, right? It's perspectively. I'm not saying that you buy a truck and $25,000 is nothing, and if that's what it took for you to get started. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying though is there's not a lot of business that you can you can get started with like 10 grand. So for example, we talk about low mountain all the time. So let's say somebody's got 5,500 for that. Boom, lock down your insurance. Boom, get your plate. Boom. So like for 8 G's, 8 grand right there, you have a trucking company. You're leased onto someone, but you started something, and now you're moving. So not a lot of industries offer that. So that low barrier to entry is what a lot of guys influx, and then it's the business mindset. So not a lot of people are doing their homework like Christopher there, and then they got in a little bit over their heads, and now that adjustment becomes difficult. So that's probably what also causes a lot of turnover in the business. It's not just the rates that, hey, I would have made more money, this wouldn't have happened. Those problems are still your underlying problems. It's the foundation, the infrastructure of your business and how you run it. That's the most important piece to it, right? So success is in that. All right. So I do have a question. Do I still have a truck purchase program? Guys, Thomas, what we do, a lot of our guys are actually going through Lone Mountain. Right now, they actually have some inventory. Some of my guys have used SFI as well. They got zero down payment. Just be very careful with that weekly payment. You don't want to get something that is like, you know, $1,000, $2,000 a week, man. That's not a good plan. Don't even do that. I'd rather see somebody just keep saving until they have enough for something like Low Mountain, because 5,500 down, all right, but then you're talking about 1,600 a month, and now you're winning. You have that opportunity to be successful. You have an opportunity to manage your business and actually enjoy the perks of being an owner operator. Locking yourself or committing yourself to something that is $2,000-3,000 a week. Yeah, man, that's I don't know, man. I don't want to say, but that's not a position I would want to be in. That's my opinion. But I guess there's customers, because people line up for that. So I get everybody has different situations, different needs and all of that, but still you got to be strong enough to forecast, like, man, this is a lot of money. So here we go. Hey, Thomas, have you checked them out? Have you seen them on the lease to purchase? Loman? Yeah, I could put it in the comments. right, so all right, hold up. Here we go. Let me get their number for you. Christopher wants the number, so hold on 1 second, guys. Where we at? Da, da, da. All right, I'm gonna put it right here for Christopher. Let me see. Give me a second here. Bada bing, bada bing. I think I might have to hit you. How I do this shit, man? Okay, here we go. 8 866 512 5685. All right, here we go. So hopefully my man got it. And you want to talk to extension. All right. So there you go, Christopher. Hopefully that worked. It's 866 512 5685, and it's extension 2286. Talk to my man Josue Lopez. Let him know that Christian sent you from Voyager. He'll take care of you, man. All right. So I'll put it up one more time. Let me try to do this, man. I'm technical difficulties, my people. Extension 2286. Hey, I did it. All right, man. I replied. All right. So that's the number, guys. His name Josue Lopez. Cool dude. Take care of you. Tell you how it is and tell you exactly what it is. And guys, also the benefit of actually talking to guys like that, they're in there for the long term as well. And so, one of the things that he'll do is actually check out your scenario, check it out. Let's say somebody, I've had in the comments where, let's say somebody did not, uh, let's say somebody did not actually qualify at the moment, right? He's going to let you know what kind of things you have to address, what kind of things you have to fix in order for you to be a little bit stronger and get that qualification. So again, that's not necessarily bad news. That's just going to reveal a little bit of room for opportunity for you to be stronger, and just take that as some positive advice in order to get into a program like that. That doesn't necessarily mean you go running into some kind of lease purchase program, zero down, walk away, and now you're doing $1,500 a week, and just because somebody said no. So guys, I've had a situation where guys didn't quite have full money for down payment, because one of the things that they do is, like, let's say the down payment at the time was like $3,000. So they wanted to see 5 in the bank, just because incidentals, flying out there, fuel, this, that, the other. They wanted to see just a little bit more. So my man had to go back to the drawing board, just, actually save $2,000 more. And that took him, let's say, a couple months. And now he was ready to rock and roll. And that was such a better decision than him actually just signing on a predatory lease to purchase from a carrier that would have took him freaking 8 months to save up $2,000, just because it would confuse so much movement for progress. So I'm glad that guy wasn't in that situation. Long before, behold, took his 2 grand, came back, and then now he's a owner operator. Uh, all right, so my man got the number. So there you go, man. Make sure you're giving him a call. Check it out. Hopefully it works out. Give me a call if you need any additional information, guys. So much value to this right here. Just helping one guy alone makes all of this worth it. That's why we do it. So if anybody is out there looking for additional information, first time owner operators to be 863-342-5171. Everybody else, make sure you subscribe. Smash that like button. It helps get the algorithm moving in our favor. Remember, nobody's sponsoring us, so we got to get this out there to my people. All right, guys. Do I have any other questions? Comments, concerns? All right, all right. Well, it's coming about that time. So I enjoyed today's. Thank you so much for participating, Christopher. My pleasure to share information. I definitely hope that works out. And again, if you need that whole source, 863-342-5171. So Junior Carbello wrote, I've been wanting to go to work for you for over 2 years, but I've been burnt by other companies such as yours that I'm skeptical to make the move. I mean, that's the thing. Like, well, one of the things is that, like anything, there's going to be a risk. I just really cannot apologize for other people. That's one of the biggest things. I'm just, so here, this is what we talk, real talk. If you call me Junior, we can find out, like, how did they burn you? What did they do? Right? You don't have to put it on blast here on the show, but and then I would tell you how I would have reacted. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe somebody feels that I burnt them, right? But when they bought the trailer back, it had a hole in it, and they made the damage, and they never mentioned it to anybody, and just returned with a hole, and I have to charge him. He may feel like he's burnt, but again, he picked up somebody else's property, was using it, and returned it damaged. There is no difference from renting a car. So if you had to rent a car and now you return that with the with the trunk all dented and it won't close, what happens next? At the end of the day, you're going to get charged, whether insurance, this, that, you're responsible. So that guy may feel like I burnt him, but again, like, he damaged something that wasn't his, so he has to have some accountability. So the beauty about it, whatever they burnt you on and you have a concern, give me a call and I would tell you what my policy is on that, so that you already know how I would react. That gives you an exact understanding of our culture. That gives you an exact understanding of responsibility. And that is the beauty about our orientation. This is everything we talk about, not just the, fluffy stuff, but like, hey, if this happens, this is what we're going to do about it. Right. So I didn't want to charge the guy, but he also, returned something damaged. And so here we go. So money and sitting issues. Here we go. Yeah. So here we go. Sitting is, I don't, my customer is you, Junior. Like, we have to move. The truck has to move. Things will happen. My guys, even though may kind of feel uncomfortable at the moment, let's just say they canceled your load this morning, right? And we have a reload for pickup tomorrow. That's your money maker or whatever. And that's going to be your weekend load, right? Because tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. So boom, that's your weekend load. We gotta move. We're already in that situation. Let's get the truck order not used for the cancellation, but we have to move. If we focus too much on getting the perfect load, to be, focus too much on, hey, that has to be the top dollar paying load, so much that you end up sitting the entire day and then giving back the load for tomorrow morning. So not only do you lose today's load and tomorrow's weekend load, now your week is financially shot. Like, that shit is gone. So the idea with the dispatch is, that's our partnership. shit happens. So now we shouldn't be sitting. We're gonna call these options, because even if it's a less than desirable load, let's get that truck order not used. Let's and again, that's just one example. I'm just trying to show you how we articulate how our minds work, and what how we believe in, like, why you shouldn't be sitting. I can't just agree with a guy like kicking back loads all day long and then do nothing and have to deadhead all the way to tomorrow's load. Like, just that is a financial disaster. So they will press you. They will say, "Hey, this is the situation. I think we should take this load." I'm telling you, I've been watching the market. I done called so many people. Uh, this is the best recovery to this scenario that we're in, because it's trucking. Welcome to trucking. And then we go. And so I think the sitting ties to the money, right? I just can't promise somebody money. There's no guarantee on that, because it's a partnership. It's how you run as well, how well the person has the to maneuver out of a bad situation. And that it's that collectively, it's both do to get out of that scenario. So that is how we handle that. Again, Junior, I hope you're in the local area. Feel free to stop on by. It's going to be 863. But again, we have an open door policy, 3180 Mulford Road in Mulberry, 33860. Stop by, sit with the ops manager, sit with the dispatcher, sit with myself. People have been doing for the last 2-3 weeks, so you get a nice view of what it looks like. So that's the best I could do, is be completely transparent, and so that you can actually make the best decision for yourself. We'd love to have you, Junior. So Kissimmee, you're not even that far away, brother, man. So the option is there, brother. Yeah, I know it's such a tough. And again, like that's one of the things too. Like, Junior, I feel your pain, man, because it kind of it definitely goes both ways, my people. Like, I get it. Carriers burn drivers, but drivers burn carriers. And now in this industry, we have like this we don't trust each other. There's distrust. We got to really prove to each other. But one of the things that I find is I just view every opportunity that comes to me with a clear mind, with no inherited like thought process behind it. I want to give every owner operator the chance to actually, you know, present themselves in that and give a fair assessment, because like what happens is, if I only go by the guys who have burnt me, then how am I ever answering the phone? Am I ever even doing this type of show, man? I would just be here like complaining and bitching all day long. So I'm just saying, like, if somebody has concerns, which they're valid, they're genuine, Junior, you don't want to ever find yourself in that position once again. But now I think what happens is we have to look for the right questions now. So when you're calling, when you're exploring the different opportunity, now we can actually actually start asking the right questions on like, with proof behind it. So if you were here, Junior, you would say, all right, man, let me see somebody's settlement, because what's on the settlement? All the loads he did. So now you can see if he's skipping a day, what happened between here and here. Like, right, the proof is in the pudding right there. Why is this guy only doing 1,500 miles, let's say, right? Or why is this? Why is that? But now we're operating under facts. And now you can actually see detailed information in your hand, and it's concrete. All right, Christopher said, how is getting loads with the new MC and DOT? Pretty hard, my man. You got to be ready for that. So that's just the name of the game. There's going to be people that work with you, but again, less than desirable brokers. Pretty sure TQL might take you, but you're going to learn a lot of their business practices the hard way. Yeah, for sure, Junior. Definitely give you a call. Just let me know the number, brother, man. So I don't know if you want to post it on the chat or not, or if you want to, text me 863-342-5171, and definitely give you a call, brother. So remember, Junior, it's 863-342-5171. If you want to text me your phone number, or if you feel comfortable putting it up online. So, go ahead and do it, and then definitely give you a call. All right, so yeah, Christopher. So even if you're deciding to do the whole thing on your own, cool, man. Just make sure you take it slow, step by step. Especially, nobody's taking away your purchasing power. All right, Junior, thank you for the number, brother. Let me write that bad boy down just so I don't lose it. 99243. How long does it take? I don't know. I think you're probably clear and free. I think maybe, I don't know, that year mark is as things start really over 6 months. I would say 6 months to that year. Just depends, and not it's not just time, making sure no freight guards are on you. You know what I mean? Like that's a big boy one right there. A lot of reporting agencies are, like highway put information up there, so you got to keep it clean. You got to watch that, man. It's going to be vital and important. All right, guys, I appreciate today's talk. Without further ado, got to get to my day job. Guys, we will be here tomorrow, 9 a.m. as well. Please tune in. And again, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm actually get this in front of the right people. Christopher, thank you. Junior, thank you. This is what the show's about, is always sharing content and information. So everyone, please drive safe, be safe, keep earning. That is the name of the game. It's why we do it. Don't forget what you came for. And so it's 863-342-5171. All right, my people, be safe.